I like Falcon and the Winter Soldier so far in the first 3 episodes. This is my non-spoiler thoughts on the first 3 episodes of the show. The best thing about the show by far, writing, specifically the character study, right? So I'll start with Bucky first. Actually, no, before I get to that, I'll give you my thoughts going into the series. I don't like the idea of Falcon as Captain America. Guys, yes, it's because he's a regular human, and I would prefer a guy who has super soldier serum in him. But also recognize that Bucky has his own arc, and it wouldn't make sense for him to be a model for the Captain America mantle, especially at this point because of his past. Obviously, Captain America is more than that. It's a symbol. It's the character of the person. But also another reason I don't like the idea of Falcon as Captain America is because it feels like tokenism to me, if I'm completely honest. I don't like the idea of him being the black Captain America, the second Captain America. He's always going to be something else instead of Captain America. And to me, it would honestly be so much better and so much less patronizing if he was just a better version of Falcon by the end of the series, and he didn't have to take the shields, and he still kept his own costume instead of doing the red, white, and blue Falcon Captain America costume. But I know he's probably going to take the shield by the end of the series because we've seen trailer images and photos. So he is. But I'll get straight into what I like about the show. The character study, the writing, right? Malcolm Spellman, who's the showrunner, and other people who worked on the show, I think her name is Carrie Scogland. I don't know her name, who directed episodes. They did a great job of going into the characters of Sam and Bucky. I'll start off with Bucky first. Bucky, what I really like about him is that there's a line from Civil War when Tony is attacking Bucky, and he says to him, do you even remember them? He's talking about his parents who he watched Bucky kill on that video that Brian Zemo showed to them. And Bucky says a line that I forgot about until I started watching the series. He says, I remember all of them. I really believe he wakes up at night thinking about all of the murders. He remembers every single one. Can you imagine? That shit is... You think the Sunken Place is bad in Get Out? This is worse. You're murdering people, and you are very aware of what you're doing. Just sitting with that, even if you're not technically that person anymore, must be so horrifying. He must have like such deep PTSD, and I love what they do. Even in the first episode, just like a little bit of time with him, and you realize his life is just a horrifying life. I don't understand personally why Cap in Endgame didn't gift Bucky with his quantum suit, or like tell him like some coordinates. Oh, I buried it in 1945 in this area, and I want you to go and get it, and you can come back to the 50s and live out your life with me, Peggy, your own wife. Our kids can play in the lawn. I always thought from Endgame, no, I'm serious. From Endgame, I always thought that would be a better idea to end his arc, than to live in the present, in the present, his future, where you're known for terrible things. Go back. Why? But what they're doing here is just a reminder, obviously, that he needs emotional anchors either way, because he's deeply suffering up here. And that means a lot. Obviously, in WandaVision, that was explored too, mental health. But this, WandaVision was obviously different from this show. This show, it's I can't tell yet, but I like what I'm seeing as far as Bucky's character study. When it comes to Sam, I'll tell you what. Here's what I like about Sam, exploring his life. I do like his family, and I do like that feeling of like him being a southerner, but I don't feel like they're doing enough in that respect. It could be a little thing, spending time with his family over like a family dinner, him being at an event, him and his sister, because he made food for, I don't know, maybe like the homeless or some stuff. There's something in the first episode where him and his sister are packing like a bunch of disposable, I don't know what they're called, containers, food containers, in the back of a truck, in his neighborhood, and I think it's meant to imply that him and his family in the past were given out to the needy in spite of their situations that they face with their own livelihood. But I don't truly get any good feeling from that yet. It's just like it's just nice. It's just, oh, that's nice. Look, he has family. It's stuff you don't think about, but I don't care enough about it. Not in the same way as I do Bucky. Bucky's stuff hits, and it's Sebastian Stan's acting also. But it just complements each other. His acting, to me, he's a far better actor than Anthony Mackie in this series, or maybe in general. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of both of their works, but he's a far better actor in the series than I've ever seen him in a Marvel movie, and he might be the best actor in the series so far. Sam, on the other hand, yeah, the stuff that I find interesting about him is not his family as much as possibly what's going through his mind, and some of my own thoughts that I mentioned about tokenism and that feeling of like, obviously race is a big theme in the show. When they explore that, it feels a bit too obvious for me. That of course that's part of the problem. You're always going to be perceived as a black Captain America, but it's not just that for me. My issue is a patronizing feeling. It's not necessarily racism, like, oh, you're always going to be beaten down by the white man because of certain situations that he's in the first 3 episodes. No, it's more to do with the facts of ironically more liberal ideas, or so-called liberal ideas. People saying, oh, this is a good thing that Captain America passed the mantle to you, but maybe this is the similar thought that's going through Sam's mind, or I'm just projecting, I can't tell yet. I feel like Sam knows that he's been perceived as just the side guy for a long time, which is something you associate. That's ironically in more like a liberal type of far left type of mentality that you hear about nowadays. That, oh, let's get diversity. You see this with John Walker and his guy Lamar Hoskins. That feels like a PR stunt. Like he has a black side guy. He's his friend and he's helping him out. It feels like a bit from The Boys or something like that. Like Homelander. Oh, we need more diversity in 7. It's like, really, like I really want Falcon in his character arc to come to terms with the fact that, or I want this show to show people why sometimes it's actually more complicated when you're put in positions of power and you're black. Like, it's not necessarily a case of I'm just scared I'm going to be beaten down by the white man. It's a case of, no, I'm just struggle to be just me, and people want to put me in a box. Even well-meaning people, ironically. Those are my rambled thoughts on Sam. I do like what they're doing with him, but I'm not sure where it's going exactly in terms of his internal compass. I'm more satisfied with what they're doing with Bucky in terms of the character study at the moment. And those are my thoughts mostly so far. The action, I'll get over that quickly. I like technical action with wide shots that show the choreography. They're definitely dumbing down Bucky. I should have seen this coming from the official trailer. That's the only thing I've watched that showed me footage of the show. And I wish they would show Bucky, because I don't buy the justification that people are probably going to say that, oh, it has to do with him being conflicted about killing people because of his past. If you want to show that, have him do the technicals, the swift moves as a super soldier, subdue people, and then have him have moments of clear hesitation when he's like, "Oh, shoot, I can't attack you," and then the enemy gets the upper hand or something like that. If you have one or two situations like that, then you make it more explicitly clear that that's where you're going. But this show, they don't. There's scenes with him. There's a scene with him in episode 2, him and Falcon. There's even a little bit episode 3 where they show him fighting people, and they don't like focus on the action like they did in the actual movie Winter Soldier. They don't hype him up enough. That bothers me a lot. They're dumbing him down, and I don't respect that in this show. But I do. There are some good things in action. Like there's a good action scene in episode 3 with a certain character involves the knives, if you know what I'm saying. And there's a good action scene at the start of the series with Falcon that I like too. Specifically when he enters the certain place at the very start of that scene with the Falcon in episode 1. Other than that, guys, those are my thoughts, my general thoughts on Falcon and Winter Soldier so far. Oh, one last thing. I like what they did with Isaiah. I feel like they should have let that moment linger after it happened a bit longer, even though I like where they went with I think it's important, the scene with the police officers, but I wish they let that moment with Isaiah linger longer. Even the exchange with Falcon and the little boy, it's part of my mentality going into this series with fears of like he's always going to be put in that box as a token Black Captain America, because even he's perceived by other black people, you're Black Falcon. So, fuck. I don't know. I want him to be 3.0 Falcon instead of Captain America, but he's gonna be Captain America by the end of the series. And I can't fight that, no matter how much I try. And people will tell me in the comment section, "Oh no, you don't know what you're saying. This is equality." Not for me. Tell me your thoughts down below, guys. What do you think of this series so far? The first 3 episodes. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you indifferent? Like, comment, subscribe. Don't be shy. This button's right there. Other than that, guys, I'm off. Salute.